It's a flip-flop that's brought confusion and potentially a longer supply chain backlog. With more on the federal government edict on vaccination for cross-border truckers is Tyler Orton with business in Vancouver. And Tyler, what does this mean for consumers?
Well, we could be looking at higher prices at this point with regards to those supply chain issues brought on by the requirements for all truckers coming back into Canada to be vaccinated. And there's a lot of confusion being sowed right now. The Canadian Border Services Agency said Wednesday that this mandate is not going to be in effect this week. But 3 federal ministers came out and said yesterday afternoon that no, wait, it will be going into effect first thing Saturday morning. That means that about 12,000, at least 12,000 truckers across all of Canada might not be able to come back in without undergoing quarantine measures or else PCR tests as well. And the U.S. will be implementing similar measures for Canadians going into that country beginning next weekend. So a lot of confusion here. And with all those supply chain disruptions that we're already dealing with, there's still port backlogs. It's not necessarily going to be good news for consumers, as there could be items that you can't buy in stores, which will only push prices up. So this is going to be something that we're going to have to bear with as the industry tries to figure it out.
Really is an interesting change of events, I have to say. What's going on? All right. And it was a record-setting year in 2021 for IPOs. Now, I thought this was really quite interesting. What's driving this rise on the West Coast?
Well, a lot of it comes down to the technology industry. We're seeing a lot more investments going into the BC sector, which was kind of ignored prior to the pandemic, but there's just been an abundance of capital that a lot of these American investors want to drop in, and then that's driving interest in going public as well. BC has overtaken Ontario as the go-to hub for initial public offerings. A new report from CME Analytics, it reveals that 90 of the country's 171 IPOs last year were all here in BC, and that's record-setting just in sheer volume. And companies raised a total of $2.2 billion by going public here in BC. So look, more capital in the economy, it means more demand for talent, more wage growth as well, and it's just going to keep the economy running pretty well. So good news for BC overall.
Yeah, no kidding. We'll take anything that keeps the economy going, I guess. This is a good one. Thanks so much. That's Tyler Orton joining us from Business in Vancouver. Thanks.
Thanks, Jen.